How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 25th of January 2022. So today I'm going to be doing something vastly different. I'm going to kind of give you guys an idea, of what I'm doing currently in this market condition. Price has been bleeding. Bitcoin is down. The general market consensus is one of, it's going lower and it may continue to go lower. So I kind of adjust the way that I think. For example, we're going to be discussing Binance today. I'm going to, go through a little bit of Binance and some of my thinking around, Binance, the Binance Smart Chain, and a lot of these DeFi projects that we talk about, and are concerned with and invested in are on the Binance Smart Chain. So being aware of Binance and how that affects or plays a role, in the price behavior, of some of these tokens is very, very important, right? So me personally, as price starts to do this and it starts to bleed lower and it's, blatantly obvious that we're currently going through, mini bear market, if you want to call it that. We'll just say downward flows, right? You're kind of used to me saying things like that. Then I want to try to pick up some Binance now at a place where I know, one, I'm going to get a great price. Two, it has the, the potential to continue going higher at that point, and three, be able to use the cheaper Binance that I've picked up and then the increased value to get more bang for my buck later down the line. Now, two things I want to be really clear about. Firstly, if I buy Binance, it will always be through the Swissborg app. Okay. I do not hold Binance in a decentralized wallet ever. Okay. If I'm going to use Binance, then I'll transfer it. That's absolutely fine. But I trust Swissborg. It's solid, and I don't like having my Binance in decentralized wallets because, to be honest, it's very easy, to make a mistake or to have a situation where, there'll be a token that's sort of pinged to your wallet. You're not even, you don't even realize it's there. You engage with it, and before you know it, your wallet's empty. So I like to keep things safe. I like to keep things at Swissborg, and then when I need the Binance, I'll kind of move it over. So the other thing I wanted to quickly say as well is that I'm just giving you my opinion and a little bit of a look into what's going on in my world, what's going on in my head in terms of, these things. I do get asked a lot about the way that I invest, the way that I think, some of the processes that I go through and some of the things that I do. And I think going forward, I'm going to be doing a lot more of this and talking about the broader market, going into a lot of different spaces, a lot of different ideas, because there is a lot out there. The space is vast. So let's get into the analysis on Binance itself. And I'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm thinking and what I'm looking to do. I'm not just going to pick up Binance down here at 380. Okay. It's a great price, to be honest. Picking up Binance at 380 wouldn't be a bad spot for me right now. And again, this is just me, thoughts, opinions, no financial advice at all. Just a little run through of what I'm thinking, right? So I don't really want to be picking up Binance at 380, even though it's a great price and it's come from a pretty decent, a pretty good distance away from its all-time high. But if we do our usual kind of, run through in terms of analysis, the way I look at flows, you can see that Binance is currently sitting right in the middle of a daily liquidity pool, and it's pretty strong. It's stabilized down here, right? The one thing we can be certain of is that as price started to accelerate, it stopped here. Okay, so even if we don't make a reference to this, we only need to look left and just say, where's it stopped? It stopped right here in this liquidity pool, right? I call it that because it makes sense to me. I can explain it in a way that makes sense to you, but ultimately right now in this moment, I just want to focus on the reaction. The reaction is it's stabilized. But does that mean we just pick it up? There's a lot of different ways to invest and a lot of different ways to kind of get into things. Picking some up now, for example, and then saying, okay, look, I'm going to throw a little bit in now. I'm going to hold it. And if it dips lower, I'll just grab some more, right? But sometimes we're not in that position to be able to do that monetarily. We may not have funds to hand, and we may need to, because I've forced myself over the years to be really picky and very accurate with my analysis. So when I do get into something, I eliminate as much as possible that I've just got in and now it's moving against me and now I have to add more. I just want to get it right first time. I don't always get it right first time, but I'm pretty accurate. Yeah. So I managed to save that sort of distance and having to add later. So I won't be picking up any now. What I want to see is one of two things. Okay. There's an area down here, which is pretty significant. I think it comes in at 281. Yeah. 281, 282. But it's actually 281 because I did it earlier. Sorry, I'm just being anal now. But the level comes in at 281. Okay, and we're currently sitting around about 380. So between 380 and 281, there's something I can do in that area. Okay, so I want to be thinking about grabbing some Binance between this range. So if we look at, say, from here to here, okay, that's the range that I'm looking to grab some Binance, yeah, because there's not really much after that price. If price goes through 281 and just continues to drop, then we're in big trouble, because that means the broader market's just gone to hell. But that's the range that I'm looking to work in. So I start to think to myself, right, if I've got X amount of money and this is, I just want to kind of pick up some Binance, I'm going to be grabbing some around 350. I might pick up some, between 300 and 325, depending on what price is doing. And then I'll kind of taper off and put that last one in at 280 if price gets down there. And then at that point, I'd take a step back. It will just sit in my Swissborg wallet until I'm ready to do something with it. Ideally, the scenario that I'm planning out, in terms of the next 2 to 3 months is I want to be thinking about grabbing some Binance around these areas, and then holding off adding to reflection tokens or my investments in the reflection side of things until Binance starts to pick up again and the broader market starts to pick up, because I want my Binance to go further later down the line. All right. So that's the range I'm going to be working in. That's what I'm looking for. In terms of future, as price really starts to get, to gain some legs, if and when it happens, I'm thinking second week of February, something's going to happen. Don't quote me. It's just I don't know, some process in my head that's telling me the second week of February. We'll see, right? I don't know. But when the time comes and price starts to move back up to the upside, and we start to, climb through the 350 again and the 400s and the 425, 450 and start to really gain some legs up here, we reassess and we kind of go through the whole process again. But right now, I want to pick up Binance at the best possible price and do it safely. That's the most important thing. I stick it in my Swissborg wallet, leave it there, take a step back, and then when the opportunity presents itself and the Binance that I'm holding is worth more, then I will do something with it, because it will go a lot further. So that's the Binance chart. There's not really much else to discuss in terms of the broader market, other than we are effectively stabilizing a little bit. We may bleed a little bit lower. If we just go over to Bitcoin quickly, and I'll just quickly show you, the chart looks pretty similar to Binance as well. But it is possible, if we don't do something pretty soon on Bitcoin, dare I say it, we're probably going to be going, sort of sub 28, to be fair, around here. There's a lot of liquidity build up down here, but there is a good chunk, for price to absorb all the way down. So it won't be a straight run unless something insane happens. In terms of upside, again, I think it's going to be a long process. I think it's going to be a stair-stepping process, just something that we're just going to have to grind through, and just keep monitoring on a daily basis. I've had a quick scan of the news, over the last sort of 2-3 days. Nothing new, nothing special, nothing amazing, nothing that really tells us what's going on, other than what's going on in America in terms of the interest rates and the rate, the rate hikes and whatnot. For me, I will go a little bit deeper into that in a future, video. But for now, my main focus really is I'm not seeing anything that is of significance to warrant Bitcoin exploding back to the upside. And I'm certainly not seeing it, in terms of the flows on the chart. So I'm going to be patient. Binance is definitely on the radar right now. I am looking to pick up some Binance pretty soon. And I'll be monitoring this. I've explained the ranges and what I'm going to be doing. And again, not financial advice, guys. I want to do something different. I want to kind of give you guys, more information, go through that process of investing, and how we, keep safe, some of the things that I'm thinking of doing, in the hopes that you pick something up, and become better investors, yourselves, better traders yourselves, and if nothing else, it's just something else to talk about, right? So with that said, guys, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, a fantastic evening, wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next update. All the best and take care.